These sensitive ass that just came out of this little, I don't know where they come from, but niggas be getting wild emotional. Niggas be turning into big super police. Just be trying to have fun.
If Busta ever try to front me, hit you with no delay, so what you saying, yo? Silly with that 9 milli, what the devil, yo? Yeah, I do his better than him. He better not play with me. I will and perform Busta Rhymes show.
I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us.
I'm walking through the crowd and somebody grabs my hand. Just softly put their hand in my hand and just hold it. So I look, you know, and I see this big chain that said flip mode. I look up and it's Busta Rhymes.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know he did it. You've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now.
Word is Busta Rhymes is heated, and it's all because of 50 Cent's upcoming Diddy documentary. 50's been stacking dirt on Diddy's wild parties for years. But now things are getting personal. Insiders say 50 has footage of Busta right in the middle of one of those infamous nights. And it's not just party clips, we're talking full-blown chaos with Diddy and multiple men. Allegedly, these weren't just guests, they were adult workers handpicked by Diddy himself. This could back up what Busta's ex-bodyguard, Big Homie CC, said a while ago. He claimed Busta's been into fun boys for years, and the club scene knew. It got some promoters even kept young guys in VIP just to keep Busta hyped down. 50 might have the receipts to turn rumors into reality, if that footage drops. It could send shockwaves through the industry.
Wait.
Busta, I got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth.
Hold Up It gets even messier. Now multiple men are stepping forward, claiming Busta made some seriously uncomfortable moves on them. According to them, every time they crossed paths with him, he was pressing hard, trying to drag them into that Diddy-style party life. At this rate, it's looking like Busta could be the next name up for a full-blown expose. And with Woosher, since steering the wheel on this Netflix doc, Busta's threats are only throwing gas on the fire. If anything, he's just locked himself in for an even bigger spotlight in 50's film. So now the question is, why the meltdown? What does 50 really have on Busta that's got him spiraling like this? Because behind the scenes, something major is brewing.
I seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before.
Oh yeah.
In some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them fun boys.
They were set to hit the stage at the Humor and Harmony Comedy Fest. 50 Cent was already clowning Busta. He joked that Busta might pop out in something outrageous, like that infamous yellow fit from the 1999 MTV VMAs. Then he took it to Instagram, posting a throwback pic of Busta in that wild canary suit with the caption,
I say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killah before, you feel me? And being around him, you hear things, you feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan, you feel me? Like, every cookout she playing it. All his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Craig Mack playing that.
But Busta wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back with an AI-generated pic of 50 looking real questionable and dropped a slick caption. I keep telling you the blessings don't stop, so we ain't never gonna stop. I thought it was Father's Day, 50 Cent, and you out here looking like this. Don't let me catch you practicing that look in the mirror for Shreveport. At the time, it all seemed like harmless trolling between two hip-hop heavyweights.
It looked like just some harmless trolling between the two.
Bro, on my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, I never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And
But with all this new drama bubbling up, that playful back and forth suddenly hits way different. Insiders are now saying 50 wasn't just joking, he's dead serious. Word is, he might actually be sitting on explosive footage of Busta and Diddy deep in the mix. But before we even get to that, let's rewind to the earlier whispers, the VIP scene rumors, and the Fun Boys talk. If you missed it, former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, dropped a serious bomb
and the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. But I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave.
The art of dialogue. He didn't hold back, straight up called Busta a super zest monster, and claimed he's been moving real suspect around young dudes for years.
No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this is common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, bro. If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix, you know this, bro.
And according to Big Homie, this wasn't some hidden secret in the industry, far from it. Especially not with the club promoters. Allegedly, whenever Busta got booked for a party, they already knew the deal. Promoters would have his VIP section locked and loaded with exactly the kind of entertainment he was known to expect.
I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, man, did he just say that? Man, you got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
He pulled him into the section.
And Big Homie didn't stop there. He kept the tea flowing. He brought up one wild night at the club, involving actor and model Don Benjamin and one of Don's friends, who happened to be openly gay.
Pulled him into the section, and then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy. He couldn't believe that. He was shocked.
Big Homie claimed Busta moved fast, pulled the guy straight into his VIP section like it was mission critical. And here's the wild part, he wouldn't let him leave. According to Big Homie, Busta was all over him the entire night, keeping him close like he was glued to his side. Interview Big Homie said this wasn't a one-off. It happened all the time. God promoters allegedly had it down to a science. Whenever Busta was on the guest list, they'd round up the sharpest looking men for his VIP. Because once Busta locked eyes on someone, it was game over. Big Homie even claimed Busta was calling that man cute all night and made sure he didn't leave his side not for a second. Once he was in VIP, it was like he was trapped. But here's where it takes an even wilder turn according to Big Homie. Folks in the industry have known about Busta's real preferences for over a decade.
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How can we think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section.
Everybody wants to be in that VIP with Busta. That's how Big Homie set the stage. But then he dropped another bombshell that's not getting nearly enough attention. He brought up allegations about Busta's past behavior toward women, hinting there might be something deeper at play. Big Homie suggested that, like many men who secretly live a different lifestyle, Busta could be harboring some unresolved resentment toward women. And that kind of emotional conflict, he claimed, may have shown up in how Busta's treated certain women over the years.
Day at the club, day at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matter most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy, like, but if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why are you getting mad at females?
All she did was touch him and Busta snapped. Big Homie said the man went off, threw a drink on her and everything. Like, why the outrage? Why so much anger toward women if there's not something deeper going on? And if you're thinking this is just one ex-bodyguard chasing, clout, think again. There's a whole lineup of men coming forward with jaw-dropping stories of their own. Back in 2020, social media personality Trip Alley hit YouTube with a wild claim. He said Busta tried to scoop him up in NYC out of nowhere while he was just heading to a Halloween party.
You go to these guys, they in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, like nothing's finna happen. Nobody wanna you guys, bro. Like when I get jobs from people who really got a threat on their life, I move way different. But man, you ask, bro, anybody that's in the mix, bro, like you know, bro.
According to Trip, Busta personally invited him to his VIP section. At first, Trip thought it was just a regular club vibe, nothing out of the ordinary. But things escalated fast, and the energy turned way more intense than he expected. It all came to a head when Trip got into a heated argument with his friend, who wasn't at all comfortable with the idea of heading to Busta's party.
Most of these dudes, bro, putting on a major act. They don't want to be themselves.
It's crazy.
They'll get mad at you for buying bottles of champagne to give the girls. They'll get mad, oh, we don't want these bottle rats in our section. What are we here for? Why are y'all here then? What are y'all here for? Just because y'all got booked to be here, okay, but sometimes they not booked. They just in there. So, and what they looking for, it ain't gonna be what you thinking of, on God. Seen it.
But if the argument got so heated, it turned into a full-blown fight. Trip was so shaken by the chaos, he bailed on the entire club plan. To make things worse, his friend ended up leaving him stranded in the middle of New York City. But honestly, that might have been a hidden blessing because who knows what could have gone down if he'd actually made it to Busta's VIP that night. Fast forward to 2021, and the whispers started swirling again. Word on the street was Busta was still out here, allegedly trying to pick up men in the club scene.
We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher.
That's when Orlando Brown really lit things up, claiming he'd been with multiple men in the industry. Not just Diddy, but Busta too, along with a whole crew of other names. He left hanging in the air. Now look, most people tend to brush off Orlando when he goes on one of his wild rants.
And,
why you not naming
I'm telling you, bro, it's my dad's friends. My dad sent his baddest friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer.
But if you really listen to some of Orlando Brown's more recent interviews, where he actually sounds pretty level-headed, you might start to realize he's making a lot more sense than people give him credit for. Now, Busta possibly being on the DL is one thing, but what barely gets talked about is his long history of snapping on people over the pettiest stuff. Just like Diddy, Busta's got a reputation for putting hands on folks when things don't go his way. His legal troubles date back to 2006, when prosecutors tried to hit him with a weapons charge after an altercation with some random passerby. And get this, according to Billboard, authorities claimed Busta had a machete stashed in his ride. Fast forward to 2007, and he's back in headlines this time. Arrested for allegedly roughing up his own driver over a money issue. He ended up pleading guilty to both cases and caught 3 years probation. But the chaos didn't stop, they're not even close. In 2009, the New York Post dropped another bomb. Busta had to cough up $75,000 to a fan who said he was attacked for trying to leave a concert early. The fan claimed he showed up hoping to see but when Fab didn't appear and he stood up to dip, Busta allegedly flipped. He shouted, "Get down. I'm not good enough for you," before hurling 2 water bottles and having his bodyguard lay hands on him. Interview: honestly, none of this is all that shocking. Busta and Diddy have been tight since way back in the 90s. But beyond the shared tempers and legal dust-ups, There's another alleged link that keeps coming up, both of them supposedly having a thing for much younger men. And let's be real, Busta's reaction to all this Diddy drama. It's looking real suspicious.
I'm walking, New York City, going to a club. It was Halloween weekend, everybody was out. And it was this party we was going to, me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit. And I'm walking across the street.
Busta was quick to tell fans not to rush to judgment, urging everyone to hold back and not jump to conclusions. But that move had a lot of people raising eyebrows. Like, seriously, why even speak up unless you're low-key trying to defend someone? Especially when we're talking about serious DVSA allegations, multiple victims, and claims involving younger individuals. Telling folks to mind their business in a situation like that, yeah, that doesn't look good at all. Fast forward to now, and the Diddy scandal has completely exploded. Federal raids, lawsuits flying from every direction, and now an official indictment. And suddenly, Busta's out here acting brand new, dodging questions, pretending like he barely even knows Diddy.
Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now, I ain't know it was Busta at first. Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up?
New word on the street is that 50 Cent's upcoming Diddy documentary is about to start naming names. And Busta Rhymes is allegedly on that list. And if there's one thing everybody knows about 50, he doesn't forget. He's one of the few rappers who never partied with Diddy, refused from the jump, and saw through the shady vibes happening behind the scenes early on. 50's always moved smart, strategic. Just because he wasn't in the mix doesn't mean he wasn't watching. You better believe he was clocking every rapper who accepted those private invites, storing it all away like ammo. And now, it's his moment. Time to blow the lid off the industry. Insiders are saying this Diddy documentary might be the music world's biggest nightmare. Because according to them, nobody's safe. The streets have been whispering for years about which rappers allegedly got down with Diddy in ways they never wanted made public. Word is Busta Rhymes is definitely one of the names on that list. We don't have an official release date yet, but here's what's confirmed. 50's producing it under G-Unit Films and Television Inc. It's dropping on Netflix, and it's being directed by Emmy Award-winning filmmaker Alex Stapleton. Translation? Expect tough and no-holds-barred storytelling. And here's where things really heat up. Busta reportedly already knows what's coming. Sources close to him say he's been working the phones, calling in favors, trying to pull strings behind the scenes of allegedly warning 50 to leave his name out of it. But come on! We all know 50 doesn't take kindly to threats. If anything, Busta's so-called warning probably just made him go even harder. Because if you know anything about 50 Cent, it's this: he lives to prove a point. The more you try to shut him up, the louder he gets. So if Busta's name is really on that list, there's zero chance 50's cutting him out now. Which brings us to the real question: what's Busta so shook about? If there's nothing to hide, why not brush it off and move on? So what do you think? Is Busta really tangled up in Diddy's mess? Or is his name just getting dragged through the chaos? And more importantly, is 50 Cent's documentary about to shake the entire industry to its core?